But I'm a big proponent because of my background in special forces of having a certain skill level before you go to the tactical level. And so,
Yes.
like in our world, before you were allowed to do, movement, bounding, and CQB and stuff like that, you had to show proficiency in your ability to shoot. So
Yes.
we had a couple of courses. We've got a course now. Well, it's changed, but it used to be a 3-week course. It was called Safalk. It's still called Safalk, but now I think it's
Mhm.
run at the group level. I've seen them as long as 6 weeks. But that first week, and it could be 2 weeks now, but that first week is nothing but flat range marksmanship. And you're working your ability, and then you take a stress test. If you pass that stress test, then you can move on to do CQB in the house, because now you've shown that you have the accuracy and skill level that you need to quickly engage a target without shooting your buddy. And then we had another course called Sephardic that was 8 weeks, and that was the first 2 weeks was flat range, and the same thing. You had to pass that standard at the end, and if you didn't, you were gone. But I don't necessarily think that we need to do that with civilians and law enforcement, but we definitely need to raise the bar as far as skill set. And I see it all the time. Folks are teaching, people how to shoot underneath cars, around cars, and they're like high fiving them. And you go and look at those targets, and there's like 1 or 2 hits. Like, well, hey, where do those other rounds go? Because as we know, we're responsible for those rounds. If you're not in law enforcement, you don't have you don't have a duty to engage people, and so you aren't going to come under the same use of force policies as a police officer who will have some form of possible qualified immunity. As a civilian, you could do the exact same thing a police officer did, and you're probably going to go to jail, and so in my opinion, I think civilians need to be trained almost to a higher standard because they don't have that
Yes.
qualified immunity, you
Yes.
know?
That's a
No,
good point.
fully agreed.